to rock and roll. It says going live, so I hope it is doing its sweet little thing. Okay, I think I'm live. I think I am. Guys, just let me know in the little chat if you can hear me and see me okay. And I think I'm live. My hair has really faded. So let me see who's here. Hi Sonia, hi Ness, hi Tammy, hi Nakia, hi Savage. Oh hey Nicole, glad you could make it. Hey Kaya. Hope all you guys are doing well on this. Well, it's really beautiful on the Isle of Man, as you can see. It is. Oh, thanks, Tammy. It's a 4-day weekend here, so it's very, very chill. Oh, good, thanks, Ness. Hey, Rosette, too. And just before I went live, I literally have this water and I took the lid off and then I went down to just throw my laundry into the dryer, and as I got up I literally dumped the entire water thing that I just filled up into my lap. Luckily Miss G was next to me and she wasn't under, because sometimes she's like under my feet. I was like, can you imagine? She would have been so angry if I had covered her. Hey Emma, hey Gloriana. I hope you guys are good. We're starting to get to that time of year in the Isle of Man where, I mean, you guys will see when I go live in the summertime, like it stays light here so late. Like it will be like right in June, it stays light here till almost 10 o'clock at night, and then it gets light at like 3 a.m. Oh yes, Tammy, can you imagine on my laptop? I would die, especially because this is like only a few months old. Hey Steph. So, how are we all doing? Oh gosh, my phone is almost dead already. I just put a really cute picture of Miss Gloria on my stories because she's like cuddled in a blanket all day today. Oh, you are under a really severe lockdown. We're in lockdown here too, and only today have they, like before today, you weren't allowed to even like see it, like you couldn't go go for a walk with someone, for example, like nothing. And the only thing you could do is, if you're a single person like me, you could bubble. And I've been waiting for all week to show you guys this picture, because I was like, if I don't explain it, they're gonna be like, what is this woman doing? Let me find this so I can show you. And today, now because our cases have started to go down, now they've told us, okay, you can meet outdoors, or like go and sit in someone's garden or something like that and talk. But yeah, it was pretty strict here. Okay, let me show you guys this. It'll take me a second to get it up. So yes, Rose Rollins is going to be on Pants this week, for anyone that didn't see my Instagram post. So I know they usually record the episode on a Saturday, so if you have a question for Rose, I definitely try and get it in within like the next 20 hours or something like that, because yeah, if the just I would try and get it in soon. Yeah, Miss G. Somebody said for Elcon that I should have made a little Zoom chat box for Miss G. I thought that was really funny, so I was like, whenever whenever it's time we're gonna do it again. We're actually just organizing dates for the second one. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that we do it again. I want to show you this picture. Come on. Oh, Ness, I'm having the same trouble. Like, that's why. Look at my hair. It's like I completely grey because I can't get. Tomorrow I'm supposed to get my hair coloured and cut, but obviously I'm not allowed to. So it's pretty annoying. Let me show you guys this this picture that I took this week. Well, my cousin took it of me. Sorry, it's just taking a sweet little time. They were having on set today, by the way. I don't know whether anybody saw. I didn't post about it because it's like, you know, it's not like post worthy. But they were having a taco day on set yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this picture now. Did you see it? This is my cousin is a vet, and so is her husband, and she has 11 chickens, and then was it Sunday last week, she got 3 more, and it's really cool because I bowl with her, so like sometimes I go and mind her kids if she's got like an appointment or something. They're really little, they're like 2 and 5, and they got new chickens on Monday, and they, you know, whenever I go I get like, you know, free eggs and stuff like that. It's really cool, and they have so many chickens. They have like I think 14 now, and they just like run around, and the kids like pick them up and stuff, and the kids like gave me the chicken to hold and things. I just thought it was so funny, and I wanted to show it to you guys. It's like really strange, but I just loved holding the chicken. Oh, Emma, I'm really glad that you liked it. I had so much fun too, and it just, you know, like it's cool to get everybody's, like, different people's perspective too, and then I feel like we had like quite a range of not only just like ages, but then we had people from like all over the globe, and actually Selena, the L-Word 19, she was supposed to be on as well, but she got like really busy with work and she couldn't make it. So Elcom 2, she's hopefully gonna be on it as well. And I think that you know, like, there's people who've been there since day one and then new fans, and I just think that it's just nice to be able to chat to other people. And then we also had like a good perspective of, like, you know, it would be really boring if it was, I don't know, everybody's had the same favourite character or the same this or the same that. So I had a lot of fun, and I thought it was really good. Yeah, it has, Tammy. It's been really, really quiet. The last like, once we had that news about obviously Rachel Shelley, but before that it had been quiet for a while too, and now it's like it was like that big news dropped, and it seems as though they're more they're just gonna leave the Rachel because it was like they kept putting her on the IMDb page, taking her off, putting her on, taking her off, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, but they've left her on all this week because I go and check that page a lot because sometimes you get like little gems like that. So they haven't removed her or anything, but it looks as though when I was following, you know, like I follow pretty much like all the crew and stuff, and it seems as though they're finishing episode 6 right now, so they're getting into episode 7, and I'm not sure who the director for episode 7 is yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. And yeah, it's just because we're gonna start getting people in at episode 7, episode 8. I wonder how many episodes Rachel will be in, because like obviously we know Laurel's in. I don't think Laurel's in episode 1, and I don't think she's in 6, or she might be in, like she could be in a couple of scenes in 6, but she's been gone for the majority of 6's filming, so she's probably going to be, you know, 2 through 5. And I do think that when Rosie comes back, you know, they may also keep it quiet if Laurel goes back, because they might want to keep us, you know, in suspense about that. But I think it would be odd if Rosie was in, like if Laura was gone for the second half of the season and Rosie was in an episode. So right now for Elcon 2, I'm looking at the last 2 weekends in May, so it'll probably be one of those, and either one of the last 2 weekends in May, or like a backup is the 1st of June, but I'm definitely shooting for May. And if everything like they don't have any hiccups with filming, that means that we should be seeing them starting to wrap right around that time. And because of the way they're filming this season, with the, you know, locations as opposed to the way they normally film things, everyone will wrap at very different times. So like the same way they started, you know, Alicia started on the 30th of November, and then you know, a couple of them didn't start. Jennifer didn't start till at least a week after that. So we will start to see them rapping and stuff like that at different times. But I'm hoping, because that, you know, even if they are still, the majority of them are still filming at this stage at the end of May, that they will know, oh, okay, we only have 2 weeks left or whatever it is. Like they absolutely will be wrapped by the end of June. So if they then know, right, we've got most of the season in the bag, we're good, that's when they might release a trailer. Or I'd find it hard to believe that they'd release a release date without a trailer. Like I think that's how they'll release the release date, that they'll do a little like teaser trailer or a proper trailer. So I really hope that when we have Elcon 2, that we're, you know, getting a trailer then, because that would be awesome to be able to have a trailer and be able to talk about it and stuff and get a look at the season, because we were waiting for so long. hopefully the Tibette podcast is Brittany and Taylor, who were on Elcon last week. Their podcast is called All Things Tibette. It's on like Apple and Spotify and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Tammy's put it there. Oh, Emma, I think there is a few, but like obviously when we get new episodes and a new season, I mean, I'm definitely gonna do because obviously like my channel was really new when I like this, the last couple episodes of season 1 was the first thing I ever did on YouTube, and like I'm still learning and things like that. Someone sent me a comment saying that my videos were like as if I was a messy rich housewife, which was really nice. I am still learning and stuff, but I'll definitely still do the review of the actual episode, and then the trailer breakdown where I'll like show the trailer at the start, like talk about what I think is going to happen, blah blah blah, and then if there's something really big that happens, like some of the Bet and Tina videos I did that just like talks about their scenes, but so that's at least 2 videos a week that I'll be doing. But I would also like to do something that's more like this, like more laid back and involves you guys. So I really think that when I do the first episode, I'll do something like obviously analysis and blah blah blah, and doing the same way that I do the retro reviews, but I want to do like some sort of reaction and some sort of trailer. I don't know, I'll maybe I'll make a Discord or something like that so that we can all be in a interaction a bit more, because I really like doing the lives is one of my favorite things with you guys, because I just get like love talking to you. Oh my gosh, guys, that's nothing. You might notice that my Twitter is gone, and my Twitter, it's not like gone forever, but I just deactivated it today because I just keep getting like all these really harmful messages. So I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to Instagram and YouTube, and whenever the show comes back, like I'll definitely use it again, because it's good for like, especially when you're watching something. So we'll see. Thanks guys. Sweet. And I know I've got my good loyal guys like you, so I don't know, but if there's anything like that you'd like to see, like the Discord, Emma, then please let me know so that I can have a look into doing them for when we get the show back. I know it's still like gonna be a little while away. Hey Josie, how you doing? I was just saying about, Elcon too. Oh, I just broke some news. What did you say? Did you put it on Instagram? Let me see. I'm assuming on House of Stir Fry. Yes! Okay, so this is what Julesy, Bet and Tina, House of Stir Fry, this is what let's just put up. I don't follow any of the crew, but I do manage to see some behind the scenes pics, and I saw the clacker board, then this pic. Did a little hashtag lookup and deduced that Rose Trochet. Oh yes! Rose Trochet will be directing, co-executive producer, writer of, she's going to do episode 4. Ooh, nice. I missed this. Very good. And she's also the Tina Organism Countdown, not her official title. She directed the pilot and the Let's Do This, Dana's Death, the Liquid Heat episode that had our beloved elevator scene so much. I'm super happy that she's directing. Oh, my microphone's falling. Sorry, that was probably really loud. I always found her episodes to have some humour and humanity and heart. She knows what's up, and the original cast always speaks so highly of her. I can't wait for season 2 and how she will bring our Valentina back to our screens. Yeah, happy Friday. Oh, that's awesome. Rose Trochet is awesome. She's really, really good, and that's so cool that they're having her back. I was thinking, I really wonder if they were like, and if somebody said to me, you can pick your two, like people from the like writers or directors from the original show that you want to have back, I think I would pick Rose Trochet and Angela Robinson. She's another one of my faves. She did, I think I've talked about this before, but she did the movie Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. And for you guys that, I think I've spoken about this only once, the creators of Wonder Woman is a throuple. And there's Professor William Marston, and his wife, and then, sorry about that noise of putting the mic back on, and I have the Wonder Woman behind me, and he had a wife, and then she had the two of them had like a third one in their relationship, and the three of them, he used the two women as inspiration for Wonder Woman. And the wife, she's actually from the Isle of Man. So we always say Wonder Woman is Manx from the Isle of Man because her family's from here. She was born here, and she's the inspiration for Wonder Woman, and her husband and her created it. So I think that's really cool. Oh, maybe someone did say that, Emma Elcon, probably. Maybe either Julesia or Brittany and Taylor. We spoke it into existence, yeah. I need a trailer of season 2. Yeah, oh, that's so cool. And I saw, so we know, I think her name's Carell, who's directing episode 6. She's new to the series, because I read something about, I think Marja saw like one of her short films, and they tried to get her for season 1, but she was busy. Yeah, everyone needs to come to the Isle of Man and visit me. But the thing is, like, because of just COVID, like, I've always traveled like tons for work, and it's just I can't wait till the world is back to normal. I not just Jennifer's wardrobe trailer. Yeah, I know. It's like now's not the time for that. We need actual content. Yeah. Hopefully, whenever as long as the border's open here, I'm still gonna go to Laurel's thing if it's still on in September. And as soon, I'm definitely hoping that when season 3 season 3, that going and being in like LA, when they're doing that, but it's just a mess right now. And I mean, we're gonna be okay here, because even though we're still in lockdown, like you know, we've got a small population and we're just getting people vaccinated. But like even France went into another lockdown. Yeah, hopefully by this time next year. hopefully. Anyway, so that's cool. Rose Trochet is gonna be doing episode 4, and I'm trying to think of what else I've been looking at this week. I've been doing a bit of research on Vanessa Williams and stuff, and when it was during, I think it was on my live 2 weeks ago, that, see, stuff always comes out on Fridays at this time when I go live. Like, there's so many things that have broke when we've been on the live, and Vanessa Williams, when she shared like the thing saying that she was going to be on the L Word, like, wow, her comments was just like blue checks of all these people congratulating her. And you know, so I saw, like, I love Viola Davis, and she was like one of the first people that was congratulating her, and it was crazy. She knows like everyone, so it'll be definitely, I wonder how many episodes she's going to be in, because the only kind of people that they've done this big announcement for is obviously Rosie and Donald Faison and Griffin Dunn, and we know Rosie's in at least 3, and I think Rosie's going back to filming like this week coming, because on her social media she's already in California, because she went and took her family on vacation before she's done the filming. So I'm sure we'll start seeing her on set next week, and then it'll be really interesting to see how long she's on set for, because this will be her, I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be her wrapping everything up for Carrie, Carrie and Tina, because I'd be real surprised if they brought Carrie back in season 3. Like, that would be a big commitment to, you know, or maybe they're leaving it totally open-ended, or maybe they're like closing it down, who knows, but it definitely, I don't know, like, because when she's in the first few episodes, will they make it seem as though, okay, they're here, they're in California, and then they're just not camera facing for these, you know, like episode 6 and 7, where we know that they're like Laurel and Rosie aren't in, or will they then have something brewing that needs to be figured out by episode 7? Or, I mean, I suppose they could also be shooting a few scenes for 7 and a few scenes for 8, but I don't think so, because I think she's only going to be in 3, so. Oh, Jules, I thought when it was Vanessa Williams, I thought it was like the Vanessa Williams, you know, like Miss America Vanessa Williams, because I remember her obviously from Miss America, but also from Desperate Housewives. Yeah, it's just, I mean, how many weeks, Tammy, you'll know, I'm sure, how many weeks ago was it that Laurel left? Was it 2 weeks ago? Because I just find it really hard to think she's gone all the way to Texas and now she's gonna come back. but I guess like 3 weeks or whatever it will be. Yeah, they've already done it. That because that picture that Jules used is it's a picture from a while ago where they had the little clacker that was like this. So that it's already filmed. It will. I don't know. It'll be really crazy about what they're gonna do to end this season, because obviously they're not afraid to do they didn't know whether they were gonna get a second season, and they still did that crazy cliffhanger. So they're not gonna. I don't know. They could tie everything up, really nicely for season 2, but they did such a cliffhanger for season 1 that a lot of shows do that for the end, because it just creates a lot of talking points and gets people really excited. And they didn't know at this stage how long the cliffhanger was going to be, because obviously no one foresaw COVID, but I just finished editing my season 6 episode 7 video, so I'll put it up tomorrow, like early, and then I only have one episode left, which I cannot believe that we've done the entire show, like all 6 seasons. And I think I'm gonna do obviously the finale review, and then I'll do like a video that's like talking about absolutely everything. And then I'm like, what the hell do I do then? Like whenever I started doing the retro reviews, I thought, oh, I'll probably get to like season 3, season 4, and then I'll probably stop and be able to do season 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do because I have never reviewed episodes 1 through 5 of Gen Q, and I'm sure I'm glad that I've deactivated the Twitter then, because I'm sure saying positive things about Gen Q will cause even more not nice comments. But like, why would I make a channel if I didn't like the show? I just find that really strange that like people want me to say horrible things all the time. But yeah. And then once I finish because I'm not going to obviously redo episode 6 and 7 since I did those year ones, but I do want to redo the Gen Q finale, because again, like, my channel was really new then, and we also, like, it's been a long time and we've heard other interviews and we know a little bit about season 2, so I definitely would like to redo, well, do 1 through 5 and then redo 8. Thanks, Julesy. Yeah, it's I was just saying to the guys before you came in that, yeah, it's just been a bit rough this week, but the once I finish Generation Q reviews, there's still content that I want to make about the L word. I said in the season 6 episode 7 review that I've started to put together some videos about the psychoanalysis of the main cast, basically, because I thought that would be interesting, and putting the old psychology degree to work. So yeah, I'm starting with Bet because you guys know she's my fave, and I think that she's definitely going to be the most interesting, and like I want to look at not only just like her relationships and obviously her stuff with her dad and things, but also her work and her friendships and everything like that. And then I'll make kind of like a model of talking about like family, friends, work, this and that, and then I'll definitely do like Tina, Alice, Shane, Helena, like people like that. So that'll keep me occupied for a while. I'm also doing a video. I started that podcast, Nice Ladies podcast. I am doing an episode right now on Anna Nicole Smith, and I'm really I've got a Britney Spears one is the episode 1, and then I have Elizabeth Holmes, who's that Theranos woman, and I really like doing those two because it's like you pick a woman for a week, and then I go and do like loads of research and like reading and watching documentaries and things, and I've got a list of like 30 women that I want to do, and like I said, I'm doing Anna Nicole Smith this week, and then I can't decide whether to do the Queen, Princess Diana, or Meghan Markle first. So, oh my gosh, not Dan Foxworthy. Gloriana, you get. I can't just say it's Dan Foxworthy. Yeah, he is one character I do not want to see back. Yes, he is worthless. Why they had him on the show is useless. The only thing he was good for is we got the elevator scene because they were going to see him. Oh, thanks. You guys are sweet. It would be really interesting though if they had, people on the show going to therapy, because as you guys know, I am a huge proponent of that, especially I think all of them do need to go to therapy, but that especially, and yeah. It would be so cool if they had her going and like working on stuff and work on stuff with someone who can completely understand her, not an older straight white rich man. Just really strange. Yeah, coming now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, even I feel as though too, like if you go around the world and you ask 1,000 lesbians like who the most revered and like awesome look up to person, like other lesbianists, fictional, everyone will say, well, a lot of people will say that, like, people love her and they also like want to emulate her and look at her as someone who is extremely like confident in not only like her sexuality and things, but her work, who she is, all these things. And by that, doing something like that, like going to therapy, it would mean like huge things to people thinking, well, if Bette Porter can, you know, like I know it's a fictional character and stuff, but again, representation matters in these sort of things. I was going to say something else there and I've forgotten it. I feel like GQ, Bette has had some therapy, but definitely needs some more. She has grown, but there is no limit to personal growth. Yeah, I think at some maybe after they got divorced, or when Kit passed away, there must have been something, because I just don't know how you could go through something like that with the issues that has, especially because her mom left him. Well, we're led to believe her mom left him. She was young, and her dad passed away with all the situation, where he still wasn't accepting of her, and then her only sibling dies, and she's divorced from her wife, and she only has one child who's still a child and young. So I know she has Alice and Shane, but still, like, that's a lot on one person with no real. Oh yeah, I'm completely packed, and he was really empty. Really empty. Actually, this is the next Friday will be the last live in this house, and then the week, because I'm moving on Monday the 12th, so then after that I'll be in my new house, as long as everything goes okay, because I've got like mover people booked, and then because the furniture in here doesn't belong to me, and I had to buy furniture, but I've bought just like a bedroom set and a bed and like a couch and stuff, and then I'm just gonna get like other stuff as I go along. So the mover people, well, like the TVs and stuff are mine, but they're gonna come and just pick it up and stuff. But I'm moving. It's only 5-7 minutes. It's still on the water, the new place, so it's just like around the coast. And then if this is my dad's house, my new house is like literally here. And then one of my friends lives here too, and one of my adoptive parents, who I've had a bedroom in her house since I was like 10 or 11. They live around the corner. There's a lot of my friends and stuff around there, and it's an apartment, and 2 doors down is a woman who used to work for me, and then there's my cousins, everyone's around there, so. I think the whole Jodie situation really was when she started to break, and it's been 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Emma. Oh, Deb, sorry if you weren't here at the beginning. I deactivated my Twitter just for right now, because I was getting like lots of not very nice messages, and I just was like, I don't want to keep getting them for right now. And I didn't delete it or anything, it's just deactivated. So soon, sometime, I will reuse, especially when the show comes back, I'll use it again. But it just, I was kind of on, the fence about it, because I just don't like, you guys know that I just really don't like this, people who are really, really mean, and then also tag people from the show in it. I just think like there's no need for that ever. Like, you're entitled to feel how you feel about the show, but there's no need for that. And so I've always been a bit about Twitter, because I just feel like you don't get that on Instagram or YouTube or anything. And then when I started getting all these messages, I was like, okay, I'm out. Oh yeah, this is oh my gosh, I'm gonna I'll show you guys. I'll put out my Instagram or something. See, let me see if I can show you. So, sorry. See the blanket that she's on? So I had the I was sitting there with my computer just like doing work, and Miss G got up and like went under the blanket, and I like lifted it up, and I was like, what are you doing? And she literally like got her paw and like pulled the blanket back down, and she was and it was really warm in here, the sun was like on top, like beating on top of her, and she's just like on top of, and it's a really fluffy blanket. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, I have actually lived in the place that I'm moving to, Tammy. It's where I lived before I went to New York, and the only reason I left it is because I was just going to New York, and it's my favorite place. Including Florida, New York, the Element. I've lived in a lot of apartments, and it's my favorite place I've ever lived. It's really, really, one of my best friends, her dad's company actually they built like 80% of the houses on the Element, but they built this apartment complex, and it's really gorgeous. I'll of course show you guys around when I get there. So I'm moving on the 12th. Oh, Matt, yeah, that's right. I that is one of the he's Matt's talking about American Dad and Alicia being on it. I haven't seen those episodes in a while, but I don't watch that show a lot, but sometimes it's on late, and if there's nothing else on, like, I'll watch it. And I remember the first time I saw an episode of Alicia, and I was like, my voice is, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Alice. Yes, Shy Girl. Um, Chai Girl, a couple of your comments lately, I have replied on them and told you, but like, I know that you said something to me about not talking about the private things too, so thank you for those comments. Yeah, always believe that's what I just don't understand, because if I see something I don't like, I just like scroll past it. Like, I don't feel the need to engage or like say anything mean. Like, there's some people that just won't like my channel, like what I have to say. That's fine. Like not everyone has to like everything. I think Tina felt that Beck could take care of Angie though, and coping, parenting, and in some good way. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that Tina would have left Angie if she wasn't 1,000% confident in Bet and her, not only relationship with Angie, but like how she's raising her and the environment, and I know she had that change of school and stuff like that, but obviously like we saw them on the phone and stuff, and they seem to discuss everything. So also Bet, like obviously Bet and Tina have been parenting, and they only got divorced, we don't know the exact timing, but pretty recently. So for at least 10, 11 years they've been parenting together. So Tina has like a really good like look at how that is as a parent. So it sounds like it's only been about a year or so since since she left Angie with Bet, but sounds like she's coming back because she finds it hard to be away from Angie. Yeah, that's what I would guess too. I mean, it seems as though I would say Kit probably died about a year ago, and then the divorce was just before that sort of thing. So that's what it sounds like. Emma said, I've been in a similar situation with my wife and Kim. It's hard, but sometimes stepping away is the healthiest option. Granted, I don't go out and get engaged with someone. No, I totally agree with what Emma said, because I think that a lot of people stay together for the children when in reality their children would be a lot better off if they hadn't stayed together. Like my parents should have got divorced 10 years before they got divorced, and I mean that like I don't really talk like you guys know that my mom's passed away, but and my brother's like my son, and then I've got two sisters, and there is so I could have a channel just talking about my family's trials and tribulations and issues and stuff. And my dad now is married to someone who is a few years older than me, and she's just turned 40, and she's been married like 2 times before, and it's all a mess. But this is my roundabout way of saying that it would have been way better for us as kids if my parents weren't married, because it was just like fighting and screaming and all that. Like when people aren't happy together, they can't be putting on a performance 24/7 at home, and then when all they're arguing and all this is going on, the kids are just seeing that all the time. So I totally agree with what Emma said, that sometimes it's not only better for the two people in the relationship to take a step back, but also for the kids. And then when you take a step back, you can do the best parenting possible, because also when people are like going through some sort of, they're on the edge, or they're just right before they do split up, like that takes a lot of like time and energy, and it's very mentally draining and stuff. So I think that it is a lot better. Like I don't want people to get divorced or anything like that, but I think it's so much better now that it is much more common that if your relationship doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world if you get divorced. And there are some people that they had a really great marriage and it lasted for 10 years. Like, I know people who they still go on vacation with their ex, or if you speak to them and stuff, that you would, you know, never even know that they had some horrible breakup or something. But it's just better for the family as a whole sometimes. Yeah, that's true too. Julesy said, and they're working together. There was not an episode that went viral, but Tina didn't talk about energy. Yes, we are all about the positivity here. Oh, that's this episode. I feel it's comfy here. Yeah, it's so kind. Oh, I'm glad that's like the absolute number one goal of my channel. The only thing that I want is positivity and to make a good, healthy, happy place that people can come and talk about things, and there's no judgment or mean comments or anything like that. It's just positivity, and especially because, you know, I've talked to you guys about this before, that and I really feel like this is not, well, an issue like in our community, and especially lesbians, because there's not tons and tons everywhere. And although I have amazing friends, all my friends are straight, and there's loads of people that send me messages and or in my comment section and say, oh, you know, it's so nice to be able to talk about, so, you know, the L word and stuff, because none of my friends watch it, or I don't have any other gay friends. And that's why, like, I love this community that we all have on the channel or on Instagram or whatever it is, that we all, I talk about you guys all the time. Like, I'm always talking to my sisters about my friends and stuff about the channel and people here and things, and I just love that we, and after the year that everybody's had, this difficult time, like, it's just so nice. And we all have this like thing that brought us here, and the, you know, the lesbian show, and we all love the show, and it's a good base of why we're here. But then everyone can share like things from their life if they want to, and about their relationships or their pets or anything at all. Oh, Sonia, that's so sweet too. Oh, yeah, if we did a Zoom, Kaya. The lesbian phone tree episode. I wish they would do like something like that in season 2, like one of the little, you know, like the Laura sous chef thing, or the phone tree. Oh my gosh, watching the L word and Xena. She's like, she's over there talking again with that bright light on. Oh, hey Lisa. Yeah, it's I'm not religious or anything like that, but I say happy Easter because I'm like, Easter gives me a 4-day weekend, so. And the new place that I'm moving to, there's like a little, well, I'm on the ground floor, so it's like a little patio and stuff. And if this is like my patio, then there's like a this grassy bit, and then the it's like here, like the water, the sea and stuff's here, and there's like what you call it, a gazebo, and like grass and flowers and stuff around, and there's all these little bunnies that come out. They're really cute. Yes, what stir fry's about too. That's why I love having you guys at Elcon, because you guys were all about the positivity too. So yeah, they're um they're keeping very tight-lipped at the moment. I think I said this at Alcon, that every day when I wake up, I'm like, will today be the day that we get a drink? But I don't, I mean, I feel like if they've waited this long, that they're just gonna wait until they're pretty much done with filming. So Miss G loves bunnies, loves them. She actually, when she was a baby, she used to have a bunny friend, and my neighbor had a little house bunny that was like, like the flopsy mopsy ears, and G was like, this is when I got G. She was like a tiny little baby, and when I got her, she's from this place in the Isle of Man called Fox, and like she's lived in New York, she's lived in Florida, she's got her passport, and she's from this this village called Foxdale, and it's literally like, we have jokes on the Isle of Man that are like, why does Foxdale phone numbers have 6 digits? So everyone in Foxdale can use every digit to dial. the place that I got her was this farm, and there was her biological mother, and she had one sister, and the farmer had them in literally like a hamster cage, and it was right before Christmas, and I went, and the Miss G sister was there, and she's like, this one's taken, and I was like, okay, like I want this one, and took her home, and she cried the entire first night I had her, and then after that she was absolutely attached to me and never leaves my side, and she's just so attached. But she then when she met the bunny, and I mean, she's tiny now, like my cousin's a vet, and she's like, this is the smallest cat in the world, and when she met the bunny, there was a stage where she was literally like the same. The bunny was really small. It was like a mini bunny, and she used to love playing with the bunny. Oh my god, I'm gonna find the pictures of them, and I'll put them on my story so you can see, because they're so cute. Baby G and the bunny, and the bunny was a little bit too friendly to Miss G. Sometimes I'd be like, leave her alone, because the bunny was just really attached to her. But she loved the bunny, and when we used to live in this place before, she would always go on the balcony and be like, but we lived on the 3rd floor before, so this time we're gonna live on the ground floor, so maybe she'll go and try and play with the bunnies. Oh yes, Kaya, that's right. Yeah, Tammy, there's been basically, since we found out about Helena, there's been like basically nothing. But Kaya, that's right. Stephanie Allen posted from the set this week. I definitely knew she was coming back, because I can't even remember how I knew, but in like my first couple of videos about season 2, I said she was coming back, and I know there was people who were like, oh, I like saying to me like, oh, I don't think she is, but maybe it was, I can't remember. I'll have to look at my notes and see why I knew, but I it's kind of weird though that I know she was filming something else with her wife, I think, but it's gonna be weird if she's not in like the first 5, possibly 6 episodes, unless she's just been doing like little scenes and then just not really talking about it. But her Instagram post made it sound as though that was, boom, her going back for the first time to the L Word. So, oh, Peter, you have a cat that looks like a sheep. That one's cute. Oh yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. If you do the Discord, I'll definitely join. Oh, Savage, do you mean the podcast that Rosie did? I actually was thinking about getting G a little sister or something, but my sister always tells me that Miss G is an only child. But this is the first time in my life I've always had a dog, and I've normally always have 2 dogs, and it's just when my last dog passed away is when I moved to New York. So I was like, oh, I'm moving to New York. Like, taking G was, hard enough. So I just haven't, I literally have had dogs my whole life. So when I was in New York, I was working so much, and like really, really awful schedule, and I was in like a really, really high pressure job. So it just wasn't feasible. And then when I came back here, I was in a really consuming high pressure job too. And then the last year since I've been like having, the last like 8 months since I've been having like my own business, and it's been really successful, but I don't work as much I don't put in as many hours as I used to, which is awesome, and it lets me do stuff like this. So I work from home, so I really am thinking about getting a dog. But I just need to check with the apartment people. Yeah, that is true too, Julesy. I mean, they seem, I don't know, it would be really hard if, even though they are doing this block filming, I feel as though if they did something for Stephanie Allen with the, okay, you have this other project, so just come in for the last, what is it, April, May, like the last 2.5 months, I feel like other people would be like, hey, why can't I do that? Because block filming is really inconvenient for everyone. Like, they're having to commit to like 8 months, where normally it would be, I mean, July, August, September. Like last time it wasn't even 5 months that they were filming, and like even when Alicia and Kate talk about our pants, like it's so broken up, and sometimes they have like they're on set for really long days as well now, and they're doing the overnight shoots and the early morning ones, and I mean that's pretty normal, but it just, I don't know, I feel like if they were chopping up her scenes like that, then they would have just done that for everyone, because otherwise, like, I don't know. Kaya said, how many episodes will Sophia, Gianna, and Jordy be in? Do you know what? I think that obviously she's not going to be in all 10, like the way they've bumped Jordan Hall up to series regular, because even though Sophia will probably be she's getting that half of the storyline when they're showing Angie and her relationship, but Angie has that whole other side to the character with Bet and with Alice and scenes like that. So I did see Sophia answering questions on Instagram probably probably about 2 months ago, and she was saying, somebody asked her like, oh, are you excited or nervous about your storyline this season? And when she replied, she said, I'm really excited and can't wait for everyone to see it. And then she said something like, oh, I actually wrote out all about the things I'm most excited about, and then I realized there's no way I'm allowed to say that, so all I'm going to say is it's going to be a killer season. So it definitely seems like she's going to have way more storyline in season 2, and like obviously if they're using Jordy and Angie to kind of show this, young Gen Z coming out and how it's different for them, because I read something the other day that was like 50% of all Gen Zers identify as something other than straight, and like that's cool. But Sophia, I think, will probably be, I mean, this is just me using context and information and things I've read, I think she's probably going to be in like 7-8 episodes, because it definitely seems like they're giving her and Jordan Hall like quite a meaty storyline. So you can't get that across in a handful of scenes. So I definitely, you'll probably start to see her being a bit more integrated, because all of her scenes have just been with Angie in season 1. I mean, Shane and Kiara were obviously outside the house and they technically cheered and clapped when they kissed, but I definitely think you'll see Jordy like meeting Beth, meeting Tina, maybe Alice and Shane, and some sort of, because you had those little seeds being planted about like Beth saying it made her nervous, and like Beth and Tina, Beth saying I wonder if they've slept together, and Tina was like no, they haven't. So it's definitely, they're going to be seeing a lot more of them in season 2, I think. Oh, it was on YouTube, Savage? No, maybe it was like you saw like the video version of it then. It was it was a podcast. Was it about Rosie talking about the, like, Carrie being uncomfortable with the, LA rich hyper femme lesbians? Because what did we talk about that last week? I can't remember when we talked about it last week, but and Rosie, she kind of alluded to the fact that like Rosie might have some sort of substance, like she's in a 12-step program. So I mean, I definitely, I know I've said this like a bunch of times, that I really think that they made a really good choice with, 1, hiring Rosie O'Donnell, but 2, having Carrie be so different from Bette, because it would be hella boring if Carrie was a Bet clone. And again, I say this all the time, if Carrie was a Bet clone, then why would Tina leave Bet? So, or what, like, why would Tina be in this relationship? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I think that it's just going to be really, really interesting, and I'm definitely glad they went with this choice. And if they are, they're having someone like Rosie O'Donnell come in who is night and day compared to Bette Porter, and I think you would be hard pressed to find someone who, anyone going into a relationship with someone who their last relationship was their partner of like 20 years that they have a kid with. That's pressure already. But then you meet the person and they look like Jennifer Beals and they're like this really confident, extremely successful, like, who wouldn't be intimidated? But and then like, just even think about, like, imagine if your girlfriend's ex was that, looking like that, super successful, they obviously had this super, we were there, we saw that in Tina, and they have a kid together who is also like an older teenager. It's not a little kid who, buy them a toy and they're happy. Like, they're a teenager with like complex emotional needs, and that they, are having an adult relationship nearly with their parents. So it's very, very complicated. And then you're like, oh yeah, all of that is enough pressure. And then, side note, one of their best friends is like a famous talk show host, and their other best friend is like super loaded millionaire who was married to like a pop star. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you were Carrie and that's what you're dealing with? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the scenes too. Yeah, Lisa, that is the sort of stuff that, like, why I deactivated my Twitter, because like people saying stuff like that to me too, and I'm just like, all because like I say that, I'm excited that Rose is going to be on the show. Well, Bet is not comfortable with Geordie. Wonder if Geordie will be as trans in her relationship with Angie. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to play that, but I think it'll be cool to see Bet kind of navigating this. Obviously this is like Angie's first relationship, and Bet doesn't even really have like a good path to tread on here, because obviously her dad dealing with it with her was like not good. So, and then we did get in the very beginning of the season, we had Angie and Geordie like cutting school and like smoking and stuff like that. So will they continue doing some things like that, or was that just like a temporary mini rebellion? Not that like cutting class and like smoking a bit is the worst thing in the world that you can do. Chelsea, it's a lot to go into that friend group. Yeah, can you imagine? And then even it's like, oh, yeah, my other friends are Helena Peabody, who's like a famous heiress, Dana Fairbanks, who's like a professional tennis player, Kit, who's like a famous singer. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, that's true too, Lisa, about seeing a gay mom with a gay daughter. She said her friends can't believe Tina's with her. Yeah, I feel no matter what happens, it's gonna be good. Like, and I'm sure Rosie will. You know the way she always plays that, like a very similar sort of character too, and she is like a comedian. So I'm hoping she does bring in like some comedy, because I think that that's something that they could work on a bit more, is bringing in more like humor and stuff, and I think that would go in with the what I was saying, like way at the beginning, with things like the lesbian phone tree and the Laura skit, and when they find out about Shane and Jenny, like all those funny little scenes, that's the L word at its best, like when it's not taking itself so seriously. And I feel like that's one thing that they really could do better, is just not taking themselves quite so seriously and having a bit more like fun and humor, and I'd like to see more of that. Well, I'll probably wrap up in a minute, guys. I'm really hungry. And I have a piece of Easter egg in my fridge that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go wild on this Friday night. So yeah, next week, next Friday will be my last Friday in this apartment, and I'll be moving on the 12th. So you guys will have a new view after next week. And tomorrow I will be posting my season 6 episode 7, the dance episode review. And then next week when I do my last retro review, it's kind of funny that I'm doing the last episode, will probably be like the last video I do in this apartment. And what else? Yeah, as usual, if you haven't seen Outcome from last week, check that out. I did a Generation Q. I've got three videos of the last 10 days. That's all the news about season 2, the video about Helena coming back, and what I'm excited for with season 2. So those are good ones to watch too. And also don't forget to check out my merch store or follow me on Instagram and Facebook, because no Twitter at the moment. Oh yeah, that's true. Roshay did a direct dance episode. Yeah, and I'm obviously where we have these 4 days off, so I'll be around a lot on like Instagram, and again the dance episode's out tomorrow, and then I'm going to be doing a video about Anna Nicole Smith. It's just something like a different L word to just, and then I'm working on those character psychoanalysis for L word characters, so I'll probably start working on those over the weekend, and hopefully I'll have them out. I'll probably have the bet one out sometime within the next week or so. So, as always, guys, yous are the best. I'm so lucky to have you all, and I just love coming and chatting on Fridays with you guys, and then whenever I release a video, or even like putting up Instagrams and reading your comments and stuff, like, it means so much, and all your support and everything, especially the people who come to this live. Like, you guys are just, I mean, everyone who comes to my channel, I really, really love all you guys, but especially the people that come week after week to the live, like, you really, really are awesome. So thank you so much for coming, as always. Miss G and I will put up, I'll definitely find that picture of baby Miss G and the bunny for an Easter treat. But thanks, guys, and we will be announcing new date for LCON 2 coming soon. So, alright, guys, thank you for coming. Be safe, be good, love ya. See you soon. Oh, I don't think it's ended.